Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Adventuring Channel. We are in Frankfort, Kentucky today, my hometown, where we're going to do a hike at Cove Spring Park. Cove Spring is a gem of a local trail system, and for my very first hiking video on the channel, I wanted to start with something local to basically say to all you folks who are thinking about getting out and getting into hiking, just encourage you to do it close to home, especially to discover your local trails. And a great source to do that is All Trails, or alltrails.com. There's both an app and a website, and it allows you to go out and see not only an overview of local trail systems, various hikes you can do, but also you can download a map and get basically navigation on your phone, which is really nice for being able to navigate on the trail. And there's even a companion app for like an Apple Watch and other probably tools as well. It'll even let you know when you get off and which direction you need to head, things like that. We're very fortunate in Frankfort to have multiple trails here, not only at Cove Springs, but at a number of other local trails here as well. The trail system here at Cove Spring is really diverse. It's got a lot of neat diversity to it. We actually are at the lower lot. You can actually get directions within the All Trails app to this parking lot, but there are 3 different parking lots at Cove Springs. There's a lower Cove Springs, there's a parking area for the wetlands, which is currently closed at the time of this video, and then there's an upper parking lot up by the archery range. We're gonna do the Holly and Osage loop. It's basically a 2-mile loop, makes use of different trails. There's gonna be turns that we come to, and I'll point out, if you want to venture down and back some of these little turns, the kinds of things you can expect to see. Spent lots of hikes out here, and again, just wanted to start with a great local trail system. This is probably my local favorite, and we'll dig into what Cove Springs has to offer here as we go along. Okay, so we are at the edge of the parking lot, and we're going across this little bridge. So at the opposite end of the parking lot from the falls, and the trail takes us across this little bridge to what used to be called the Raceway Spur. Now you can see it's the Raceway Meadow Loop. So here's the dam that feeds the waterfall. So we're crossing over the creek here, and we're coming up to an intersection, and to our right is the Spring Spur. We're going to continue left onto the Holly Loop, but if you go right, basically it's a little out and back. It'll take you down to the spring, when there's a little spring box there, and you can see what the source of the water, and that little bit of tidbit here of information here, that this is actually Frankfort's original reservoir. All right, so shortly after the first intersection, you come to a second one. We're going to again continue to the Holly Loop Upland Osage Trail. If you go up this way, you'll actually go up behind a neighborhood called Indian Hills, and there's a neat little sculpture garden, also an out and back. A gentleman has developed quite a number of little sculptures, so you go check that out. It's pretty cool. But we are starting our climb, and I'll say that All Trails lists this hike as moderate, and it's got about 300 feet of elevation, and most of that elevation is actually in the climb that we're about to do upwards to Upper Cove Springs. we're just over, we're about 6/10 of a mile into our route. Here's another sign. The Holly Loop goes this way. Osage Loop continues on up, and we're almost to the top. Okay, we're about 8/10 of a mile in, and it leveled out for a while, and now we're kind of making our last big ascent to the top here. 9/10 of a mile. We've got a little split here, and we're heading right. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the reason why this is called the Osage Trail is because there are a ton of Osage orange trees around here. So especially in this section, you'll see probably more Osage oranges in one concentrated area than I've ever seen anyplace else. So pretty cool. All right, so we are coming up on another intersection, and the Osage Trail continues on to the left, which we're gonna do, but just wanna pop out here and show you the Sky Trail, which is a paved loop on top of Cove Springs. It's accessible from Upper Cove Springs. You can park by the archery shelter, and you get just a relatively flat, nice trail here. Just makes a loop along the edge, and right over there is Buffalo Trace Distillery. Has a nice overlook of that. And then in the summer, especially there's a lot of wildflowers that grow on top of here, and they mow paths through the center of this. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, so we are back on the Osage Trail, and we're continuing to follow the All Trails app, but you can see just over to the right here is that Sky Trail, and all these trails are actually marked within the app, so you could modify, re-pick up the app, loop. If you want to walk along and do a loop and then pick up the Osage Trail back over this way, you can do that. Lots of cool ways to mix and match and experience a variety of settings here. So we've gotten a little off trail, but this is, open through here, and I think so long as you follow the app, it's easy enough to get back on. So we will pick it up again shortly, but I think the official trail's like right over there. We in effect cut out a little section. So if you look at my little trail map here, you can see that there's a little section that we missed, but rather than going and doubling back, we're actually taking a left and rejoining the trail. So one thing I really love about Cove Springs is just the variety. And here we're back in the thick of the Osage trees, but you just get a lot of different variety here, and it feels very wooded, but we are only about 2 miles or so from downtown Frankfort. So we have come back to the Holly Trail, and we're gonna head right and go back down the hill, back down to the parking lot. Okay, so we've come down this way, and I think this is called the Lower Holly Loop, and meets in with the main loop, and we're heading over, and this meadow here is where we started, and that's the old reservoir. Trail crew's been hard at work. New staircase, thank you all.
As always, we hope you found this content useful. If you did, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.